YouTube. Today I am finally filming a Q&A video on a much requested video that I've been saying that I'm going to finally sit down and film and answer some of the questions that y'all have about my breast augmentation. It's been many years now. I say many. It's been 2 years now since my breast augmentation. So I'm finally sitting down and filming this video that I've been saying that I've been wanting to film for a very long time. I just haven't found the time or really made the time to film it. So I'm going to film it today. I'm going to make it short and sweet as best I can. This is really kind of just a follow-up with questions, mostly geared towards workout questions, because I got my breast augmentation in the beginning of 2019, and so here we are in May 2021, and it's been over 2 years now. And so any questions that you may have related to like my procedure and what all I got as far as my breast augmentation, I have a very detailed video on that already on my channel, which I'll remember to link here in this video. And I think I have like maybe 1 or 2 other videos post that video as well about just kind of more follow-up questions on breast augmentation. But I find these videos very helpful and informative, so maybe you will as well. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to try to make this short and sweet, and we'll just go ahead and jump to the questions. So most of the questions that I did get were kind of the same. They were kind of the same question or kind of in the same category, so I just kind of condensed them into just kind of like a few questions really. So again, it has been over 2 years now since I've had my breast augmentation, so I just thought this would be like a good follow-up, just because obviously it's been 2 years. I'm completely healed. How have I adapted? You know, obviously fitness in the gym and working out is a big part of my life, and so I feel like there's just a lot of questions about how do they affect my workouts, or how have I adapted to my workouts since having a breast augmentation, etc. So getting into these questions with no particular order, one of the questions I got was, how long did it take before you were actually able to get back to the gym and not have to worry about them or revolve your workouts around them? So to the best of my knowledge, I remember my doctor stating that I could get into the gym roughly about 3 to 4 weeks post-op. And that was just easing into the gym as far as lower body workouts. So if I recall, like I started walking and doing some like pretty easy, low intensity, steady state type cardio, like outside or not in the gym, probably like 3 weeks or so, maybe actually probably even not 2 weeks, just to get some movement. I recall getting in the gym about like 4 weeks. If I'm not mistaken, I think I started incorporating upper body workouts around 6 weeks, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's when he said that I was cleared to start doing some easing into upper body movements. I think it was 6 weeks. So I started just easing into it, and I didn't really focus so much on, you know, how much weight I was pushing. It was mostly on just listening to my body, just really looking out for any feels, like if anything just felt awkward or felt like it was hurting or in pain. I don't ever remember feeling like anything necessarily gave me pain. It was just kind of, honestly, I think it was more of like anxiety of feeling any pain. And so I didn't really push myself right off the bat, because obviously I didn't want to mess up anything. So I didn't even want to give myself a chance to feel any awkwardness. But I would say about 6 weeks, I started to ease into it, and probably around the 8-week mark, post-op, is when I really started to get back into benching and pushing the weight. And from what I remember, I progressed pretty fast on upper body workouts, especially chest. I did ease back into a powerlifting program, so I started just to increase the weight, you know, as best I could. And like I said, surprisingly, I didn't ever really have any issues with benching or anything like that. So I just, you know, over time, I just pushed it a little more and a little more. And surprisingly too, my strength came back pretty fast. I would say probably a solid 2 to 3 months after post-op, I was back already benching pretty much my regular, like, everyday bench strength. I didn't really like try to max out or anything for a while, but my bench strength overall and like stamina and endurance with bench pretty much came back pretty fast. For what I recall, that was pretty fast. But I never had any issues or awkwardness with benching. And of course, I didn't do any exercises that involved like leaning my chest or pressing my chest up against like a bench or, you know, some sort of padding. Like if I was to do like flies or something like that, I just made sure that I wasn't having to put all of my body weight on them, or if I had to, you know, lay flat on a bench, obviously, like laying on them, I wouldn't ever do anything like that. So any type of exercise like that, I did have to modify. Even over time, it was just like really uncomfortable, just because just the pressure of like your body weight laying on them, you know. But I would say there really wasn't like a whole lot that I had to modify. It was mostly just really listening to my body, and I would probably say a solid like 5 to 6 months, I really just didn't worry about them like at all anymore. Like I felt like I was completely back to normal, and I just went, you know, balls to the wall with my workouts again. I could probably confidently say about 6 months post-op that I really didn't worry about them anymore. I just went into my workouts with full intensity, and I've never had any issues. It's been, like I said, over 2 years. I haven't had any issues up to this point at all. Do you find certain workouts to feel uncomfortable, such as chest workouts? Also, now that you have them, do you feel more confident than before? So kind of a combo. So she was asking, do you find certain workouts to feel uncomfortable, such as chest workouts? I already kind of mentioned it. Chest workouts never really have felt uncomfortable at all to me. The only chest workout, which I don't even do anyways a whole lot, hardly ever or rarely, is lying chest flies. Those might be the only chest exercise that I can think of that still, even to this day, if I try to do them, kind of feels a little, it's not painful, it just feels awkward. Especially when I really go for that really deep stretch at the bottom of the movement and contract up. I feel like that is a little awkward, but again, I don't really do that exercise a whole lot, so I don't really, you know, it's not something that I always have to modify. I will say the exercise that does feel the most awkward to me, it still does to this day, and it was very apparent even, you know, after post-workout when I did try to do pull-ups. Pull-ups, for whatever reason, are the most awkward movement for me now at this point. I don't know what it is, but it's like the whole compound movement of, I don't know if it's because like obviously it's a back exercise. I mean, it's a compound movement, so it's a back exercise, it's a chest exercise, it's a upper body exercise with your biceps, your shoulders, your core. It's a little of everything. So I don't know if it's just the combination of all those muscles just like flexing and pulling, but those, when I do any type of pull-up, I do only pull-ups assisted now because I can't hardly do a pull-up on my own just because it feels so awkward. It really feels like my chest is like trying to pry them apart, and it just feels awkward. It's not painful, it's just awkward and kind of uncomfortable, so I really avoid doing pull-ups altogether. Ironically enough, lat pull-down, so obviously a lat pull-down is the same movement, but I don't get that weird, awkward feeling that I do with just doing like a strict pull-up. So I really just altogether, oh, my leg was going dead. I really just altogether avoid doing pull-ups, or if I do them, I do them assisted just because it feels like really awkward. That's really the only exercise to this day that still feels very uncomfortable. Another question is, curious if you have any future competition plans for bikini. In one video, you said that was a little part of the reason why you got them. I just want to stress this. My decision to get these was not because of bikini competitions. I did, however, mention that for bikini competitions, I do think that it would add to my shape and symmetry overall, just because naturally I am a thicker, more developed competitor on the lower half. Like I have bigger thighs and bigger glutes, and my upper body just takes a lot more for it to be symmetrical, my lower half. And obviously having nice size girls adds to that overall symmetry. So there was like I mean, being completely transparent, there was a small bit of, okay, if I was to continue doing bikini competitions, yes, that would be a plus to having a breast augmentation. That's not a reason or like a huge part of why I got my breast augmentation for bikini. So I just want to make that clear. So if that came across that way, that's not what I meant. So I hope that makes sense, or hope you understand that. Anyways, back to the question, do I have any future bikini competition plans? No, I don't. I don't want to say that I don't think I will ever compete again, because I still highly have interest in competing in bikini. I've been on like a powerlifting kick and love for a few years, and that's what I'm pretty much doing now. I'm doing I'm doing power building, which is a combination of bodybuilding and powerlifting, but I'm not even competing for powerlifting either. Competing for bikini is just nowhere in my near future. It's just such a, you know, for anyone who knows, it's a very expensive hobby. It's a very time consuming, a very life sacrificing hobby. And it's just not something that I'm willing to put as a priority in my life at this moment. Again, that's not to say that I will never compete, but I just don't anytime soon. I don't have the 100% drive there to do it. And then, like I said, there's just other priorities in life right now that I just have to focus on, and competing is just definitely not in the cards for me right now. But again, I still do, you know, fantasize and dream again about, you know, doing the competition and being on stage, because I would love to see where I could take my physique at this point, especially after being almost 3 years away from the stage. Like, I've definitely put on a lot of muscle, and I would just love to see that unveiled, to see, you know, how I would compete or how I would compare to today's bikini competitors. And then again, of course, having a breast augmentation, I just think it would just add to my overall look in general for the presentation of bikini. I don't know, it would be interesting, but no, I don't have any competition plans at this moment. Oh, I guess we kind of already answered, but does everything still feel good with benching and pull-ups? So I can definitely say, so obviously 2 years now, I am stronger on bench than I ever have been. So breast augmentation has not affected me at all in terms of hitting PRs in the gym and increasing my strength, especially even in bench. I don't have any issues whatsoever with that. So also, some girls have reached out to me about, you know, should they avoid doing bench or chest exercises after a breast augmentation? And I just think that's a personal decision for you. Many competitors, bodybuilders, even powerlifters who have breast augmentations, who continue to work out chest and have zero issues. And there are some that just choose not to. And that's fine as far as bikini. Obviously for powerlifting, you have to do bench press, but I just think that would be a personal decision. I truly, honestly don't know many athletes or people who love to work out who have a breast augmentation and that have worked out bench or done chest exercises and have ruined their implants. The biggest thing is really and truly taking care of yourself immediately after post-op. So if you do everything that your doctor says and you really listen to your body and really take care of them, you shouldn't have any issues once you're completely 100% healed. I will say too, so again, going back to, a lot of girls have asked about should they work out bench or chest, or like what do you do to help combat the awkwardness. I try to make sure when I am doing upper body day or I know I'm doing a lot of benching, I try to wear a really supportive, compressive sports bra, so it really just like holds them in. Like today, I'm wearing a Korea Active Zen sports bra, and it's a very high impact bra, so I really make sure that I'm wearing something that is keeping the girls nice and snug and kind of keeping them in place as best as they can, because obviously when you are doing any type of chest exercise, especially for me since I have under the muscle, naturally that's what your chest muscles are doing, is trying to pull those implants apart. So again, if you didn't do the proper recovery and healing part post-op, you have a very large chance of messing up your breast augmentation if you didn't take the proper recovery and healing post-op, and then you're just kind of freely wearing something in the gym that's not very supportive and you're doing heavy chest exercises, then yeah, you probably have a big potential to ruin that, or they might divide apart or shift out of their pocket, which you don't want. But I've never had any issue like that. Again, I just make sure I wear really supportive, high impact, compressive sports bras that just make them feel really nice and tucked in, and they're just not going to go anywhere. So another big question that I get to is, do I have any regrets about getting my breast augmentation? And in general, no, I don't have any regrets. I will say there are probably some small, minor inconveniences, I guess, that I have now that I miss not having boobs. So I don't want to say this as like, okay, this is a regret, that I regret getting a breast augmentation, because that's not the case at all. I still am 100% happy with my decision, but I will say the things I miss about not having any boobs is I miss so much not having to wear a bra. I know a lot of people are probably like, but wait, I thought like when you get a breast augmentation, that's kind of the point why people get it, is because you don't have to wear a bra. I think some people do that, but for me, I think I'm just so paranoid and so anxious about messing them up, even 2 years later, that, so from like day one post-op, I have worn a sports bra. I can probably count on one hand of me going without wearing any type of bra for, I don't even know, definitely not even 24 hours, but like sleeping, or I even hate going somewhere where I'm like wearing like a dress or a shirt that like I can't really wear like a regular bra with, and so I do choose to like not wear a bra at all. I just hate that feeling of them just being completely free and not supportive, because in my mind I'm thinking, oh my gosh, the gravity is pulling on them, they're shifting, they're falling, they're kind of uncomfortable right now. Either way, so I would say that's one thing I really do miss, is having that freedom to feel like I don't have to wear a bra, because that was like one of my favorite things about coming home at the end of the day, whether it was from school or work, just taking off my daily clothes and just putting on a t-shirt with no bra. That's the most freeing feeling, and that is a feeling I miss so much. And sleeping as well, I had to learn to adapt. So I've always been a person that could never ever sleep in a bra. I had to become that person that had to learn to adapt and just get used to the feeling of wearing a sports bra when you sleep at night, because again, I don't want gravity to be pulling on them in various ways and messing them up. I want to keep them up and intact as much as I can. That's just my personal choice. I know a lot of girls who go all the time without wearing a bra, who have breasts, who have fake boobs and sleep freely without a bra, but that's just not me. I would rather learn to adapt and sacrifice that freedom feeling of not having to wear a bra to make sure I protect my investment, okay? That's just me. But I miss that feeling so much. I really do. I would probably say, again, it's not a regret, but it's something I miss. It's just that feeling of being braless. That was so nice. And then I feel like the other thing that really sticks out to me is it does kind of suck as far as the things that you wear now. So beforehand, I feel like I could really get away with wearing whatever without having anything. And obviously it was just more of like a, kind of like a fashion statement, or just, it looked cute. But now it's like almost anything I wear, you just kind of come across as looking like a Jezebel, if you will, I don't know, just looking like a porn star or something. So I don't know, I feel like if you just tie in the whole thing, like I'm like this little blonde-headed girl with big fake boobies, and then I wear a dress that shows some cleavage, it just may not look as, obviously it doesn't look as modest or conservative anymore. I just feel like a lot of things that I wear is just kind of like, well, bam, out there now. And so I don't know, I just feel like you just can't get away with wearing a whole lot of things anymore unless you just completely own it. But even then, I just kind of feel like it just may give the wrong message, whether you're intending to or not, if that makes sense. And this is not a body shaming blur, but I'm just saying personally, I just feel like I could really just get away with some really cute, like really quirky, fashionable, like really kind of low cut things, or like fun things before I had boobs. But now that I do, or now if I wear something like that, it's just kind of more like, I don't know if I can leave the house like this, because I just look, you know what I'm saying, what I look like. So that's kind of the other thing I would say that it's kind of like I don't know what the word is. It's not like annoying, but just an inconvenience that I have to like really watch out for now is the type of clothes that I wear, how they fit on me now. So, but other than that, I don't have any regrets. But other than those two inconveniences, things that I do miss about being a part of the itty bitty titty committee, I don't have any regrets. I don't. I'm 100% happy with my decision still. I don't have any, as far as like any complications or health issues, I have zero. So, I mean, things are good. Things are great. The biggest thing, obviously, since fitness is a big part of my life, they do not get in the way at all, especially with my powerlifting workouts, which is very important to me. So we are a-okay there. Okay. That was just of the questions I wanted to answer for this Q&A. But of course, if you have any more questions that you want to ask, please feel free to ask in the comment section down below. I'd be happy to address them. But I hope this addressed some of your questions and helped you out. Any curiosities that you might have had. But I appreciate you coming to my breast augmentation Q&A today. But I will see y'all in the next video. And until next time, I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.